Hide to Survive is a game that looks very appealing but suffers from a lack of content. Let's get into it. Before I start this review, I just want to say that this review is only my opinion, meaning all views on the game by me are not facts, they are just my opinion. Hide to Survive is a FNAF fan game on Scratch made by Chuck Parker 1126. It was released on August 9th, 2020. The game takes place in an undisclosed secure facility that contains a murderous animatronic named Rabby. You play as a night guard who watches over the animatronic until it can be moved into a different facility. The story in the game takes a somewhat different approach to FNAF. Instead of being in a restaurant, you're in a secure facility watching over a rogue animatronic. This is where the originality for the story ends though, as the rest of it is very similar to FNAF. An incident happens that isn't really talked about besides in the newspaper. This incident causes the animatronic to be moved into a secure facility that is very similar to the Bite of 87 from FNAF. Nothing else really happens throughout the gameplay except the animatronic attacking you, etc. The story takes a weird turn when you beat the game and Rabby appears in someone's bedroom. This makes no sense to me and feels very random. And that's it. The storyline is very minimal without much flavor in my opinion. So for the story, I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5 out of 10. For gameplay, again, I'm going to have to bash the game since there's only 3 mechanics: the cameras, the shocks, and the oxygen. All of these mechanics are very plain since they're pretty much FNAF clones. The oxygen is the same as the music box, the cameras are not really anything special, and the shocks work the same as doors from FNAF 1. Towards the middle of the night, the game starts feeling very stale and boring since there's nothing to do, since nothing changes throughout the night. The game also feels easy at times since if you played any FNAF games, you already know the mechanics. Luckily though, the game does not suffer from lag and runs quite smoothly. The game also has no bugs that I could see during my playthrough, which is a rare occurrence for FNAF fan games on Scratch. So that was a nice surprise. All in all, I'm going to have to give the gameplay a 3.5 out of 10 just because it lacks on a variety of mechanics. The game really shines in its art style. The game's thumbnail is very appealing and does a good job of leading people in. The art is so consistent, which is a very good thing. It means that the art style doesn't change midway through the game and everything feels very in place. Some things are a little basic though, but that doesn't take away from most of the experience, so I'll give the art a 7.2 out of 10. Hide to Survive is a game that has a lot of potential but suffers from being rushed as it was only made in 2 days. The game is appealing at first, but as you get into it, it lacks a ton of things. The game does make up for some shortcomings though, as it runs very well and has very limited bugs. The final score for the game is 5 out of 10. Anyway, that's just my opinion on the game, and anyway, on that note, bye!